In today's Stream It, it's a time travel special as we interview famous people from history with Joe Sugg.
When I was growing up at school, my history teacher was really entertaining, and the way that they taught history was really fun. So I think, and it shows, I think like the same with any subjects at school, like if you've got the right way of teaching it, it can be really fun. And I think that's how I learn best.
And after that, we're transporting ourselves back to Victorian London to chat to Oliver Twist's best mate.
Yeah, when I first got the role, I was so excited, you know. It's one of my dream roles. I love Oliver Twist, the movie, and my favourite character was obvious, it was Dodger, so I loved it.
Plus, we're giving you our 5 top recommendations and what we think you should be watching this week, including a remake of one of my favourite films of all time.
So get comfortable, have that popcorn ready. This is Fun Kids Stream It.
Hey, I'm Connor.
And I'm Robyn, and you're listening to Stream It.
And this week, you're going to be hearing my exclusive chat, and I'm so excited for you to hear it too, with the YouTube legend, Joe Sugg. It's about his brand new YouTube Kids original series, Corpse Talk.
And we're going to be hearing from the cast of the CBBC show, Dodger, which is all about Oliver Twist's famous best friend. But. Before we get into that, Connor...
Yes?
Last week, you asked me a question about the colour of Mickey Mouse's shoes. Do you remember? I got it right?
Yes, I remember.
So, well, this week, I've actually got a question for you.
I knew this was coming. Okay, bring it on.
So, who is the first Disney princess to sing a duet with a villain?
Oh, that's a tough one. I thought the Mickey Mouse one was tough. This is really hard.
I'm really excited about this one. I think you're going to get it.
Okay, let me think.
I am going to give you until the end of the episode to give me an answer.
Okay, whilst I think, I'm going to pop on an interview that I did recently with an absolute legend.
Who's that then?
It's Joe Sugg.
Oh, yeah.
So Joe is starring in a new YouTube Kids original series called Corpse Talk. Robyn, this is a really cool idea, by the way.
Oh, really? What's it all about then?
Okay, well, I wish that we'd done it firstly.
Oh, no.
Because it's that good of an idea.
That good.
Yeah, basically he interviews famous people from history, like actual people that were once alive way back in the day, brings them back to life and interviews them.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, it's an actual thing. You got like Cleopatra, Mozart and Leonardo da Vinci on YouTube Kids series Corpse Talk, and he's chatting to them. How cool is that?
That is so cool. Should we take a listen?
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to Corpse Talk, the show that brings a dead famous to life.
Yay!
Leonardo, I'm going to need you to focus. Mi scusi.
So I had no choice but to have her executed.
Sheesh, that rival religion thing again.
Oh, it was a right pain in the butt.
Cut to flashback!
Yes, Stream It once again, and we are joined by, I think, out of all of our Stream It guests, my personal favourite, Joe Sugg. Joe, how are you?
Oh, thank you, Connor. Thank you.
Right,
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. When I say you're my personal favourite, the reason for that is because, like most people, I grew up watching you. I've watched you on YouTube. I've watched your life unfold, and it seems like you are still part of YouTube, but in a whole new world this time.
Yeah, it's a bit different. So this time round, I'm still on YouTube, but I'm on YouTube Kids. I'm voicing a character called Adam for a new animated comedy series called Corpse Talk, which is it's a series that basically I'm a chat show host in a graveyard who gets his guests on each week, and each week they're famous faces, well, corpsey faces throughout history.
Right, well, I'm going to stop you right there and just talk a little bit about this, because it's safe to say that in your life and in your world of YouTube, there's been a lot of nonsense. I think you're safe to say that your life has been, nonsense for a long time. What you've just described that you're doing for YouTube Kids sounds like ultimate nonsense.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I think that's why I like it. I think that's what interests me in it, is that it's such a bonkers idea of these, these famous people throughout history coming out of the ground each week to sit on a chair and be interviewed by a guy called Adam, who I voice. It's very bonkers. It's full of nonsense, but it's also full of some good facts and some good, interesting sort of insights into these people's lives.
Yeah, I think if you actually, look at the concept, to look at the idea for trying to teach kids that are listening to us right now about this world, I think the way that you've actually done this is really clever. It's basically people that were once alive that are coming out of the ground and coming back to life for a moment in time to, in a way, be interviewed like I'm doing with you right now.
Yeah, and the great thing is, because it's animation as well, it's, the possibilities of animation, especially nowadays, are endless. So you've got these interesting characters. You've got Queen Cleopatra taking Adam into different flashbacks. Like, so you actually see what it was like for them growing up, and you get to really sort of see what it was like back in those moments in history.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. So obviously, you know, being part of this is a great project for you to get involved in. It's something really new for you, like a real new venture, something that you've probably never done before. And I don't think many people have done before. But what was it for you that attracted you so much? Was it, I know that you're into animation yourself, and you've had a book released that was all sort of animated, wasn't it? And there was a drawing there. Yeah. Was it that side of it that attracted you? Or was it actually, you know, bringing history to life that attracted you initially?
You know what? I think it's a bit of all of what you just mentioned, because it's this show is based off a graphic novel, which is what I brought out before as books. So there's that linkage there, which I really liked. I love doing voices, and I used to do a lot of impressions when I was younger on my YouTube channels. I think that's part of the reason why people used to watch me or watch my old stuff. That and the pranks probably, but also the fact that I think growing up, history was one of my favorite subjects at school. I did really enjoy learning about how other people in different cultures and from all over throughout history lived their lives. I used to be obsessed with, you know, ancient Egypt and Rome and Greece and all those kind of topics. So it seemed like it was something that is educational, but also extremely fun, which I think they've really sort of captured well in this series.
Yeah, and it's so important that we highlight that word, F-U-N, fun, something that is really hard to pull out of history in all forms. And we can be openly honest about that. History and fun don't really come into a sentence very much. It always seems quite hard to learn. It always seems quite dark and a little bit like, here we go. Whereas I feel like with this, it's so fun and it really brings it to life in that like world that we want to learn about history in, really.
Exactly. It's like, I think when I was growing up at school, my history teacher was really entertaining, and the way that they taught history was really fun. So I think, and it shows, I think like the same with any subjects at school, like if you've got the right way of teaching it, it can be really fun. And I think that's how I learn best, is from learning through fun, which I think is what they've done really, really well here.
Can we stick to the peanuts, please?
Sure thing. It's my favorite topic.
Genuine Jamaican pickles here.
You seem to have been pretty keen on getting into trouble.
So much trouble.
Obviously, you got some amazing people that are coming back to life. That's what we're going to say is happening. We've got Cleopatra. We got William the Conqueror. But I'd like to ask you, Joe Sugg, a little question, okay? So if you could bring somebody back, and this could literally be anybody, from the dead, to find out a little bit more about their life, who would it be and why?
Do you know what? I would bring back, this might be a bit, they're not a famous name in history, but I would bring back someone from my own family, but from like right way back. So because I did a bit of like family history searching myself recently, and they managed to go back through my family history so far, but I would love to go back even further and speak to that person and just sort of see what their life was like, and also surprise me, like, guess what, I'm your 100th times great grandson. But I think other than that, I mean, one of the Egyptian pharaohs would have been wicked, because I want to know how those pyramids were built. They are so big. I've not seen them in real life, but I've seen photographs, and they're so incredible. I just want to know what life was like back in those days.
And that answer there is exactly what has opened up the next bit that I wanted to talk to you about. I feel like whenever we look back at like people and things in life and who is it that you'd love to bring back one day and talk to, we always go to the famous people, the names that we know, maybe a musician or an actor or the ones that were all over the press and things like that. You forget about these people in history that ultimately made the world that we live in today. And it's understanding why that happened, how it happened, why did that then play a part in where we are right now. And obviously in the making of this series, for you, was there a certain moment where you thought, wow, I never knew that? Like, have you learned a lot from this too?
There was a lot, yeah. There was one called George Washington Carver, who I had never heard of. I heard of George Washington as in the American president, but I didn't know about George Washington Carver. So I thought that was the same person until I read the script of the episode. And this was the guy that he was an incredible character. He basically invented peanut butter, and I had no idea about that. Yeah.
Did he create smooth or crunchy? Because I like this guy, but if it's smooth peanut butter, I'm not really a fan. If it's crunchy peanut butter, I like him. I'm into him.
See, this is the thing. I think we'll never know because unless we actually got to actually no. Wait, in the show, I think we do ask those questions.
Really?
So I think so. I think Adam asks him. That's what's so great about the show. It's a chat show. They're the sort of questions they get asked.
Yeah. We'll
find out.
This is so much fun. And I'm not just saying this as well because you're on talking to us. Genuinely, we talk to so many people like yourself and so many amazing people that are making really, really cool stuff. But this for me just jumps out. Like, I'm so into this. I think it's such a fantastic way to learn about history. And it is really hard to teach history as well to kids and get people engaged. Even me, I'm not a kid anymore, but it's hard to engage with it. And I think this is great fun. So we're going to have even more fun with that. And we're going to set a little scene, right? We've got Joe Sugg at home. I know that you're into your cooking. You love cooking. There's no denying that. You're cooking up your favourite bowl of pasta. And you've got 3 of the people to sit around that dinner table with that you interviewed during this whole corpse talk. Who are the 3 that you would have and why? And why would they be there with you in that moment?
Okay, so I think I would pick Leonardo da Vinci.
Great choice. He's up there,
Because I would just love to see what sort of weird contraptions he'd bring along to the dinner table to probably eat his food with. He probably had some sort of mechanical knife and fork that we just never knew about. He made so many different inventions and stuff. I think I would go for who else? I think there was a Chinese pirate called Chung Shu.
Wow.
And I would love to have dinner with a Chinese pirate just to sort of see, what she would have been like. Because I've never met a pirate before. I don't think so anyway. And the third one, I think I would go with probably Nero. He was like an emperor of Rome, and I would just love to know what he would be like in that kind of scenario. I imagine he would make it into a full-on banquet.
Yeah, I think he would. I think these 3 people sound like good people. They also sound like quite difficult people, big personalities to have at a dinner table. They are. Yes,
there is. That's the risk you take. Unfortunately, with getting a guest list of that, I can imagine they've all got their personalities. So it'd be and different tastes as well. So it'd be quite an interesting dinner party, that's for sure.
Oh, amazing. Honestly, as I've said, I can't say it enough. I'm so excited about this. It's called Corpse Talk. It's coming to YouTube Kids, which is also a new thing as well, Joe, isn't it? YouTube Kids. Yeah. This is kind of like a new thing that people are discovering. It's a very safe platform for kids to go to and see some of their favourite YouTubers and also get lots of educational tools, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've witnessed kids on the YouTube app, when they get hold of a phone, they love to swipe away and tap away as much as they can. Even when something's on, they're still tapping and swiping away. So it's good to have it as on a platform where if they are tapping and swiping away, it's going to lead into more episodes of Corpse Talk and other great shows.
Absolutely. And you definitely won't be tapping and clicking away from Corpse Talk. Joe, it's been so great to chat. Thank you so much for coming on to Fun Kids, coming on to Stream It too. Like, such a big fan of yours. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Dancing! I'm amazing! That's all we've got time for. We'll see you again on Corpse Talk, the show that brings the dead famous to life. Auf Wiedersehen! Bye!
Where the dead famous come to life!
Wow, Connor, that did not disappoint. That was awesome. He seemed really lovely as well.
Yeah, he was so great. And it was really cool for me because I'm a huge fan of Joe Sugg. So it was great to chat. And the show is absolutely brilliant. Such an awesome way to learn history. I feel really strongly about that because I don't know about you, Robyn, but I find history sometimes quite hard to learn.
Yeah, it is. And it can be a little bit boring. Is that bad?
Exactly. It can be a little bit boring, but I do feel like Joe Sugg in Corpse Talk really makes it fun. It's available exclusively on the Cartoons for Kids YouTube channel and the YouTube Kids app right now.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it. And Connor, do you remember last week we asked our listeners to send in how they would design their own robots?
Yes, and you said yours was going to be pink, was it?
Yeah, and would make my bed for me.
Yeah, that was it. I remember.
Well, Abby's actually got in touch at funkidslive.com/stream it and said, I would love to design a robot that cleans up all the plastic in the ocean and turns it into stuff that we can use to build things like bricks and some sort of renewable energy.
And here you are saying, hello, robot, can you make my bed? Well, what an answer. Abby, that's amazing. Much cooler than my idea too for a robot that gives me massages.
Yeah, just a little bit. Nice one, Abby. And if you want to get in touch, like Abby did, to tell us maybe a cool fact about films or something like that, you can always get in touch over at funkidslive.com/streaming.
Yeah, super easy. Or if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, leave us a comment over there and give us a 5-star review because number one, I think we deserve it, don't you?
Absolutely.
And it helps us to just get seen more.
Yeah, and also so that other people can get to enjoy it as well.
Exactly, and then we can see your comments and we can also read them out.
Oh, Connor, you know I love this part of the show. It's time now to hear from one of you in the Kids Review.
Yeah, this is the part of the show where it's your time to shine.
Yes, it's your chance to review a film that you've seen and that you've really loved.
Arjun must have been listening to Stream It, Robyn.
Oh, how come?
Because he's reviewing a film that we featured in episode 1. Do you remember Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah, it's a great film. The one that I went to that you wasn't invited to.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, he's reviewing that.
The Kids Review.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a great film because it is really good and it is about when Sonic and Tails meet and become friends and defeat Dr. Eggman, the baddest in the whole world. Miss it and you miss the world's greatest film, or even the galaxies.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Arjun. Sonic is one of our favourites here at Fun Kids.
Yeah, and if you would like to feature on the Kids Review, one of our favourite parts of the podcast, head over to funkidslive.com. Upload your audio explaining what film it is and, most importantly, why you love it. But it's very, very important that there are no spoilers. We don't want them.
No, we can't have that. Okay, before we head to Victorian London to catch up with Dodger, I think it's time for the look forward.
Yeah, this is our list of 5 things we know you're going to love watching this week.
5.
High School Musical, the series. Now, this is set in the real-life East High, where the original HSM movie was filmed. The show follows a group of students as they count down to opening night of their school's first ever production of High School Musical. There's 2 series available to watch on Disney Plus right now.
4.
Nate is late. So every morning, 8-year-olds Nate and Malika leave home 30 minutes early to go to school. God, go them. And yet every morning they arrive late. That's because every morning something amazing happens on the way. But even though their stories are always true, the school's principal never believes them. That's on Pop, weekdays at 4 p.m.
3.
The Boss Baby back in the crib. Theodore Templeton is framed and forced to revert back to his old Boss Baby self, crashing with his brother Tim and his 2 nieces, brainy big kid Tabitha and fellow Baby Corp employee Tina. Together, Boss Baby and Tina co-lead a new field team fighting to increase baby love while keeping a new group of arch nemesises, the Uncuddleables, from destroying Baby Corp itself. That's on Netflix from the 19th of May.
2.
Oh, I love this one. Cheaper by the dozen. Starring Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff. 2 parents attempt to navigate their hectic home life as they juggle raising 10 children from several different marriages and starting to franchise their breakfast food-based restaurant. That's on Disney Plus. It's on there right now.
1.
And lastly, Mush Mush and the Mushables. In the middle of a peaceful forest, a community is teeming with activity. They're the Mushables. Mush Mush and the Mushables follow the forest adventures of Mush Mush, his best friends Lilt and Chip, and the rest of the Mushable community as they explore, grow and discover just how fun outdoor life can be. That's starting on the 21st of May on Tiny Pop, and you can watch it every day at 7 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. Connor?
Yeah?
Shall we go back in time again?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
So I interviewed 2 of the cast of the CBBC iPlayer show Dodger. Now this is Billy Jenkins, who plays Dodger, and Ellie Mae Sheridan, who plays Polly. Both were honestly so funny. They're very, very funny in real life. Now, the show follows the exploits of the infamous pickpocket, the Artful Dodger, and Fannigan's gang as they find ingenious ways to survive the grim and exploitative conditions of the early Victorian London in the 1830s. Check this out.
We are pickpockets.
Oi!
We've got a thief.
Thank you.
We'll have to call you something else. A dodgy name for a dodgy geezer.
Dodger.
Oh, look, it's the police!
We are the best police force London has to offer.
There is a clear and present danger to the Queen.
With me by your side, think of all the scams you could pull.
Yeah, scams. We're a family, see? And like a family, we look after each other.
I hope you're not too sentimental about those teeth of yours.
One day, your luck's gonna run out.
Well, of course, guys, we feel like we already know the iconic character of Dodger from Oliver Twist. But what can you tell us about Dodger? What is Dodger the series? What can we expect?
Well, it's a reimagined version of the characters you love. Fagin, Bill Sykes, obviously Dodger. But there's a whole bunch of new characters in there, imagined by Rhys Thomas and Lucy Montgomery. It's just them navigating Victorian London and all the madness that goes on there.
Now, of course, your character, Polly, can you tell us a little bit about that, Ellie?
Polly is a very serious girl. She is the muscle of the gang, I think I'd describe her as. She's described as Fagin's little soldier as well, because Dodger's the ideas man. He's got all these brilliant ideas, but she's a bit of a realist and she'll be the first one to go, you haven't thought of this, you haven't thought of that, and bring him back down to earth. So yeah, that's Polly's the muscle and the realist.
And what about you, Billy? What would you say if you had to describe Dodger in just 10 seconds? What would you say?
10 seconds. So I'd say top hats. I'd say funniness. I'd say there's a lot of adventures. There's gangs. There's more adventures. I just think it's really a really good touch words. Fingers crossed and all that. But yeah, I think it's good, and it's got adventures, and it's a family and drama.
I love that. You got a bit of both in there then, haven't you? And kind of what was it like being part of a TV show? You're obviously working with some amazing actors. Did you ever get a little bit nervous? How was that experience for you?
My first day I was terrified. And then,
were you?
And then my second day I had my first line and I was terrified again. And then my third day I had my first scene with Chris Freckleston on my first ever acting job, and I was just like, but we were really lucky, weren't we, Billy, with all the people that came on. It was mad.
It was crazy. Remember we did the rehearsals and that? He first saw Chris in that, and he was just sitting there.
And David Frenfell came in just on the third day of rehearsals. He just walked in with his little bandana on.
He had the bandana. He was like, you all right? I went,
hi, David.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But they're all lovely. All of them that came on were so lovely, and a lot of them were comedians as well. So it was comedians or comedy actors. They were all a good laugh too.
I love that. It just became so casual a bit. Were you just like going to lunch with them, and then suddenly you were like, hey, we're just letting the gang?
Very much. Some days.
Yeah, some days. Now, of course, Ellie, you were talking just a little bit there about kind of Polly being the muscle behind it. What do you think's been your favourite part about playing her?
It's really hard, really hard. And I'm not. I know my limits. Anything past verbal, I'm done. But Polly has fights and wins them 99% of the time. So playing someone who's physically like she is hard was a lot of fun. And she's a little bit scary as well.
That is so much fun. And what about you then, Billy? Dodger, huge, iconic character. I mean, did you have to do any kind of research? How did you go about playing such an iconic, Artful Dodger?
Well, yeah, when I first got the role, I was so excited. It's one of my dream roles. I love Oliver Twist, the movie, and my favourite character was obvious. It was Dodger, so I loved it. And I remember when I was on the set and we did rehearsals, Rhys, director and the writer, he bought me the book, and so I skimmed through. I went through the book and I saw Dodger's character, so I read a bit of that to see, how Dodger was played and that. But yeah, I watched a bit of everyone playing Dodger and read the book, and yeah, I just kind of made it my own.
Yeah, and how do you even go about, you got such a character like that, how do you go about kind of putting your own little twist onto it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think the thing is that it's not just, we're having a laugh, sing along and all. So you're just seeing that kind of Dodger, that lad side. It's he's not actually Dodger yet. He's Jack Dawkins. So it shows you how he becomes Dodger. So he doesn't just start off Dodger. So that's what I really like. You see that vulnerable side of him. And, he's not just, Jack the lad all the time. He does have that, vulnerable side of him.
Oh, amazing. So that's part of the series then. You kind of see him become Dodger.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
I am armed.
I shall return to finish you off.
Attack! You are under arrest!
Guilty.
I don't do deals with coppers.
Hold. Your breath.
If we don't walk, we don't get food. If we don't get food, we don't eat. If we don't eat, we starve. And if we starve, we die!
I want Dodger dead.
Before you, I was just a boy who nicked stuff.
No!
Now,
Dawkins!
I'm a legend.
Now, what would you kind of say? I know you were talking a little bit there, Ellie, about kind of the different comedians on set. Was there any funny memories that you've got? What's been your kind of favourite part on set?
Oh, there were so many on the set, just the conversations and interactions with these people. But one of my favourite memories, Billy was actually there, so I'll let him tell the story properly. But I was getting pings on my Instagram from the cameraman posting, and basically him and the director Reese had shut down the set by accidentally getting stuck in a room. And I was just getting vlogs of the cameraman being stuck with Reese in this room. But Billy, what was actually I still don't know fully what happened.
So we were there. So the set was actually a prison. So it was a place where it was a prison, yeah. And I was off set getting ready. And all of a sudden they've gone, oh no, they're stuck. I went, what? Oh no, they're stuck. What's happened? And I remember I had this massive coat on. I walked over and one of those massive police doors, and you got the little tiny little, what's it?
Yeah.
You open it up and I could just hear Reese and cameraman Pete just go, get us out of it. They shut the door behind them to see, how big the room was. But when they shut it, it just bolted, it locked. So they couldn't open it. There was no key or anything. They didn't know what they were doing. So
it was Simo, the prop man. I remember in the video, Simo was trying to jar the door.
Was it one of those pinning locks and tried to unlock it? And they were stuck in there for good. And I couldn't stop laughing. I went, oh no, they're stuck. They are stuck. And he had to do it. And he finally, I don't know how he did it, this pinning that, he finally just undid it. And he went, oh my God, I love you, Simo. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Simo's a genius. He saved the day a lot of times.
Oh, really? He's the guy, is he?
Yeah.
Well, guys, we want to kind of get to know your characters a little bit better. So we thought we'd play a little game called Do It or Dodge It. So if you think your character would do it, all you have to say is do it. But if you think, nah, I'm not going to do that, all you got to say is dodge it, okay? So the first one is tidy your room. Are they going to do it? Are they going to dodge it?
Dodge it.
Dodge.
Yeah.
Dodge.
Both of you, not a chance. Okay, here's one. Do their homework early.
Dodge.
I don't even do it. Dodge.
I can't read.
Don't do it at all. Eat the last chocolate in the box.
Oh,
do it.
Do. Actually, he is a bit of a... Nah, he's going to do it. Nah, he's doing it.
Nah, he's going to do it. He'll probably pretend to do it and then eat it himself. Yeah.
But maybe Jack Dawkins, maybe he wouldn't.
Jack Dawkins, maybe, yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Go do it. He's hungry.
I like this. It's got layers to it now. Got it all in there. Okay. Steal a rich man's wallet.
Do it.
That's what they do.
100%.
100%. And the last one, do you think they would watch Dodger?
100% do it.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. So I don't know what I was thinking there, definitely.
I love that you gave that thought there, Billy. It's like, would he really watch it?
I don't know. When he likes himself, yeah, I think he likes himself a little bit.
He'd like to watch himself. So Polly would as well. Polly would lap it up.
You think Polly would definitely?
I think Polly would like to watch her great fight moment a lot.
Oh, have a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, she'd lap that up. She'd get all her mates around. Look at me.
Yeah, when he's dodgy, you go, oh, yeah, look, I just nicked. Yeah, definitely.
They both do it to show off, basically. Yeah.
I love that. They'll be sitting there watching just to show all their mates and just be like, see, look what I did. This is what I did.
Amazing. Well, I've got one last question for you guys. So here at Fun Kids, we are sending a message to space. We're the very first radio broadcast to go into space. We're setting a world record. And we want to know if there's anything that you guys could say to aliens, what would it be?
What would I say? Let me think. This is going to be in space. Whoa.
Yeah, I think it's
life on Mars? No, I don't know. What would I say? What did you say? I know what I'd say. Is there any top hats? You know, do you wear top hats, aliens? Do any of the aliens wear top hats?
That is a really good question. Can you imagine all the aliens just rocking around with their top hats?
So what I say, yeah. I say, oh, aliens, do you have any top hats?
Oh, aliens. I think I'd probably ask them if, is this their first visit? How long have they been lingering without letting us know? Do you know what I mean? They've just been undercover all this time. What are you doing, guys? Just out of curiosity.
You two are making me laugh because I feel like you've been studying the aliens here. It's like you guys know your stuff.
I've watched a lot of documentaries about this type of thing, and people in Texas saying that they've seen UFOs and they've ducked them from their cars and stuff. I find them quite a lot of fun to watch.
What would you say, though, if we said aliens? Maybe I'd say, come and watch Dodger.
That's a great thing to say.
Yeah, watch Dodger February 6th.
Yes, February 6th. Have a look, have a watch. Come to our planet.
Take it to all your alien mates as well. You get the BBC in space. I'm sure they do. They're aliens.
Oh, yeah.
They'll figure
they
it
can
out.
Get anything. They can get it on BBC iPlayer. They've got CBBC on there.
Watch it UFO.
We must watch it then.
Exactly. And we can all watch it as well, can't we? So we don't even need to be aliens.
Yes, that's true.
Exactly. We get it, whether the aliens get it or not. So.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Billy and Ellie Mae. That's Dodger. All episodes available to watch on iPlayer right now. And Robyn, they sounded so much fun.
Oh, they're really, really funny. Definitely. So much fun to be around. Right, Connor, I think it's time for you to answer my question. Who is the first Disney princess to sing a duet with a villain?
Who is the first Disney princess to sing a duet with a villain? Oh, I'm not great at my Disney princesses. I'm going to throw it Rapunzel?
No, it's not Rapunzel. It's newer than Rapunzel, so not Tangled.
Encanto?
Not as new as Encanto.
Frozen?
Yeah!
Frozen?
Yes, it's Anna with Love is an Open Door.
Love is an open door. That one.
Oh my gosh, you are good at your princesses.
I am good. Right, that's it for this week's Stream It. We've got to move on from that, Robyn. I can't sing anymore. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, listen, why not subscribe? You could be here every single episode. Leave us a review wherever you're listening to us right now. That'd be great.
We've been Connor and Robyn, and we're presenters at Fun Kids, a children's radio station from the UK, and you can listen all around the country on your DAB digital radio and at funkidslive.com. Oh, and you can hear me weekends from 8 a.m.
Yeah, take a listen to Robyn. She's great. And you can hear me weekdays from 7 p.m. And we're going to be back with a brand new Stream It for you next week. See ya.
Bye.